Good morning, people. Here I am in my kitchen again. As you can see to my left, there's a nice lovely pile of dishes, but at least they're washed. Welcome to my new page. Actually, let me put this over here because there seems to be more light over here. Let's try and angle this. There. So welcome to my page. It's called My Psychic Perceptions, Remote Viewing, and My Spirit Side. And what you'll see in the two photos that I've got displaying on this particular page are two photos of me. One is the cover photo and one is the profile picture. And I want to just explain to you a little bit about that. So I am what you call an unusual person. In fact, by the time I've finished explaining this, you're going to think I'm alien. Okay, so in reference to those two photos on displaying on this particular page that I'm talking about, basically what happens is, or what has happened in the past is sometimes people have said to me, "Oh my gosh, your eyes are green." Now my eyes, if you have a look, are brown. When you look at me really closely, you'll see that there's actually green lines in the bottom of my eyes. And this is just, you can see those normally. But my eyes are brown, sometimes hazel. Now, the interesting fact, and the reason why I put those two photos up, is because from time to time people have said to me, "Oh, your eyes are green." Some of my hard adopted girls have looked at me and gone, "Wow." While I've been talking to them, and also my beautiful daughter Shalise as well, the one who is missing, the one who I'm trying desperately to find. And sometimes people have said to me, "Oh my gosh, your eyes look like they've got spiders in them." Now, I'm going to upload a photo of the reason why people say to me sometimes that my eyes look like they've got spiders in them. In fact, I'll make that the next post after this one. I'll just show you the photo and I'll ask you to look into my eyes in the photo and see that there is actually some really unusual, there's a really unusual shape of my pupils, and that is part of the unusual thing about me. I've heard of people's eye colours changing, and yes, mine have changed from time to time, and you'll see that in those photos displaying on this particular page. But the most unusual thing about me is that, well, there's a few unusual things about me, but the one that I'm referring to is the fact that my actual pupils change shape. So in the two photos that you see on this page, on My Psychic Perceptions, My Remote Viewings, My Spirit Side, you'll see that my eyes are almost the shape of an airplane propeller, the pupils in my eyes rather. And I've heard of people's eye colours changing shape, but I've never heard of people's pupils changing shape. Well, that was a bit of a tongue twister. So yeah, my pupils actually change shape, and I'd like to hear from anyone else on this planet whose pupils change shape as well. So once again, please look at the photos on this page and see that my eyes are in the shape of a three-pronged propeller, and the pupils are my pupils in my eyes, And I took these photos by chance, actually. I was just lying in my tent outside on the deck. I had a tent set up there outside because I was full house at the time, and I needed a place where I could sleep without being disturbed. So I set up my little tent on the back deck, and yeah, I took these photos. Now the photo in my cover photo, which has kind of a reddish haze, reddish orange haze, that has changed the color of my skin almost. That was taken while the tent door was closed. So obviously my tent was orange, and it gave an orange glow to the photo. But what you see in my eyes in that particular photo are that three-pronged propeller. I think I've chosen the right words there, I hope so. That's evidence. It's not fiction. It is evidence of how the pupils of my eyes actually change shape. I've used no lens. I haven't even used the beauty lens, which I use sometimes. Those I often when I take photos, I make sure the camera is on just normal lens, not beautification like I know a lot of people use sometimes. So there is no lens in my eyes, there's no contact lenses, there's no tricks with photography, there's no particular lens with the actual camera. It was just a natural photo taken. So what I did was, in order to, and I wasn't even aware that my eyes were doing this when I took these photos. How about that? So what I did was I opened the tent door and I took another photo in natural light, and that's the photo you can see in my profile pic. So you'll see that in the natural light, my eyes are doing the exact same thing, and they've also changed color. As you can see, there's not a lot of light in here this morning in my kitchen, so my eyes in this video look quite dark brown, but they are actually quite light brown sometimes. They do change color, and as you can see in those photos, they even go a green color. And as I mentioned earlier, no matter what I'm doing, you can actually see green lines. And I've seen these green lines in other people's eyes as well, but I've never seen anyone else's eyes, the pupils of their eyes actually change shape. And you'll see in these photos I've referred to that the pupil has actually, disappeared and moved to a totally different shape. So that's one of the unusual things about me, and I hope you find that a very interesting fact. And I also hope that if anyone else's pupils change shape, and remember, we're being totally honest here, we're not using lenses, so I want to hear from other people whose pupils change shape. So far as I know, I'm the only one on the planet who I've met. It's very possible that my daughter Shalise and actually some of my children have inherited this from me, but I've yet to find out because I'm still looking for my daughter Shalise, who was stolen from me at 2.5 years old. Now, I'll go into that story a little bit more. I go into that story a bit more under my other page, which is called Love, 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 to love and be loved. It's in our DNA. So I've got unusual DNA for the fact that my pupils change shape. I don't want to make this video too long, but I want to give you a very warm welcome to this page, and I'd like to hear you guys' comments and follow me as I explain some of my psychic perceptions. And I woke up this morning on the 20th of December 2016. I woke up and did this video because I'd been planning on doing it for some time, but unfortunately I just, I never got around to it. I had some reservations about putting my psychic perceptions up for the public to see, but you know, the truth is I really want some help with what I'm trying to do, because these are very real remote viewings. You know, it's a lot of it is to do with telepathy. Sometimes I see people's memories. Sometimes I can connect with living people and communicate with them through speaking. That's another unusual fact, not only about me, but about some of my heart adopted girls, and also my daughter Shalise, and also her sister Chanel, who's her twin, which was stolen from me at North Shore Hospital on the day that I gave birth, possibly the day after. And yeah, there's so many things that I want to share with you, but telepathic communication is a fact. I've been telepathically communicating with my children since my daughter Shalise was born. I didn't experience that much with my son, unfortunately, because my awareness wasn't that tuned in, and certainly not as tuned in as it is now. So welcome to my page. Thank you for watching. Please follow me, please like my page, and please you know, stay abreast of what I'm doing with these psychic perceptions, because I've got to share them with the world, because maybe someone out there can do something about it when I'm not in a position to. So I'm going to share all my psychic perceptions. They really disturb me at times, so much so that it just makes me want to have a cigarette, which I did this morning before recording this video. Yeah, so I'm going to share my psychic perceptions. I get many of them at night times. I see faces, I see people doing things, I see children being abused, and those are the ones that interest me the most, because, well, I'm all about the safety, love and protection of children. So you know, I believe our children would turn out to be amazing people if they had the right care and concern and loving environment to flourish in, and to become, you know, their particular to develop their particular strengths and just be amazing people. So that's why I like catching people when they're children, because then you can support them into becoming all that they can be. And unfortunately, a lot of us, when we get to a certain age and we've been abused a lot, it can have a detrimental effect on our psyche. It can make us become people that we don't even choose to be, which is a lot about what I'm trying to bring about with the government. I want people to come clean about all the wrong, harm and bad that they've done in their lives, including myself. And this is called a spiritual cleanse. So the other end part of this page, where I talk about where I've entitled the page My Spirit Site, is I've often talked to people who have died without even realizing it. And you know, the absolute mind-blowing effect, and this is yet another unusual thing about me, is that I can even feel them. I can touch them like they're real people, even though they've died. They still have their energy, which just goes to show that our bodies are us. They are us. Even after we die, they are still the intrinsic value of us. So yeah, I'm going to explain more of this as I go along in this particular page. And I must say that this page is probably going to be my favorite page, but please look at my other pages as well. I've got MOA for Māori government. I've got love, 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 to love and be loved. It's in our DNA, and it's certainly in my unusual DNA, and probably my children's as well. I've got Aotearoa New Zealand whistleblowers, expose crime. So yeah, please have a look at my other pages as well. But okay, we're off to a good start. I'm going to go and do my daily duties, go take a shower, clean up a bit, and get things sorted for, well, put things in place today that will ensure a really good outcome for the horror story that is my life. So enjoy looking at the photos. Enjoy keeping up with my posts, and I hope you all have a wonderful and beautiful day. Thanks for listening, and thanks for watching. And don't forget to like my page. Okay, bye for now.